Hey everybody, just wanted to give you a friendly reminder that I am a left-handed hooker. So whatever I do with my left hand, if you're right-handed, you'll do with your right. And whatever I do with my right hand, you'll do with your left, okay? So let's get started and enjoy the video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks! Hey everybody, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be working on a crochet skort, okay? The yarn that I'll be using is here. Here's the back. Okay, and here's the color. All right, I have two of these. So, and it's the same colors, it's just like switched. So this color is like out there and this color is like in for some reason. But yeah, this is the yarn that I'll be using. And other things that you're going to need is this, your hook. I'm using a 4.5 for this. You're going to need some scissors. You're going to need some markers. If you don't have markers, you can use like a bobby pin or something that you may have just to mark off when you need to. And you're also going to need a measuring tape, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start on the waistband, okay? So first thing you have to do is measure your waist if you do not know what inch that you're going to need for this. So you can take your measuring tape, just wrap it around your waist and see where that lands, okay? So I am a 44-inch waist, okay? And for that, I'm going to chain up until I get 8 inches away from 44, and then I'm going to stretch it to see if it reaches to 44. If it doesn't, I'm going to chain and adjust the length of my chain until I get to 44. You do not want it to be as long as your waist. You want to be able it to be as long as it as the inch you need for your waist when you stretch it, okay? Because it's going to be too big if you do so, okay? So go ahead and you make your slip knot. All right, and then you just chain up until you get 8 inches away from the size that you need. All right, and I'll meet you back once I'm done making my chain. All right, so we are back. I have my chain and it stretches to the inch that I need. So now what we're going to do is we're going to connect both of the ends together so we can start on the actual waistband, okay? So into that first chain that you did, not the bottom loop, but on the top loop, you want to put a slip stitch. Okay? All right, and then you're going to chain up 4. All right, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so after we connected our chains, what we're going to do is we're going to make our treble crochets for our waistband, okay? So first thing we're going to do, we're going to yarn over 2 times, and then we're going to go into this stitch right here, the top loop, not the bottom loop, and we're going to yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 4 loops up there. You yarn over again, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, okay? Then you do it again into the next stitch. Oop, I let go of the loop. Okay, so we're going to do this all the way until we get to the end, and I'll meet you back when I'm finished. Okay. All right, I'm at the end of my row, so I'm going to go into the 4th chain of that chain 4 we did and slip stitch my end, the row close. After that, I'm going to chain up 4 and flip my work. Okay, for the 2nd row, we're going to do front and back post trebles, okay? So, how to do your front post, because that's what we're starting off with. Basically, we're going to be working between these right here instead of in the stitches. So, for the first one, you want to go behind this one like this to yarn over and grab your yarn and then pull it up like that and just make your treble. That's the front post. So a back post is you going through the back and not going through the front. So you go through the back like this and like this. Now the post is in the back and you pull up your loop. And you pull your loop like that, and you have your 4 and you just make your treble. And then you do another front post, go behind the post, and the post is in the front, and you make your treble. Then you do another back, that's you going this way, and the post is in the back, and you pull up a loop. All right, so you just keep going front back, front back, front back, front back until you get to the end, and I'll meet you back when I'm finished. Okay, so I'm done with my row of front and back post trebles. This is how it looks. Okay, so now I'm going to slip stitch into that chain 4 space into the 4th chain, and I'm going to chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to flip our work. Okay, so next, what we're going to do for this 3rd row, we're going to do double crochets all the way around. Okay, so you want to skip this where you put that chain 3 at and go into this one because you don't want to do any increases. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So we're going to do this all the way around until we get to the end, and I'll meet you back when I am finished. Okay, so I'm at the end of this row. I believe is 1, 2, the 4th row, I believe. And now, like I did before, I'm going to slip stitch into the 3rd chain space of the chain 3 that we did in the beginning of this row to end this row. Okay, so we did double crochets here, so now we're going to chain up through 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we're going to flip our row. Okay, so just like we did this last row, we're going to do this row the same. We're just going to do it with trebles. Okay, so the first, you're not going to put nothing right here. Into this stitch right here is where we're going to start, and we're going to put our first treble, and then we're going to put another treble, and we're going to continue to put trebles in all the way around till we get to the end. And we're going to do 6 rows of trebles, and then we're going to come back and check in to see where your process is. So you do it all the way around 6 times. Do this stitch all the way around for 6 times. You know, you use your chain for a space to close it, and I'll meet you back when I'm done with all 6 rows of my treble crochet stitch. Okay, so I'm done with my 6 rows of treble crochet. All right, so you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so after you're done and you slip stitch into the chain 4 spot, you're going to chain 1, and we're going to cut. Okay, right, so after you cut, you want to simply tighten that down like that, and this is how it looks. Okay, so flipping. Okay, first I'm gonna flip it back. Okay, so if you want to, you can go ahead and try this on and use your markers to do this, but this is how because we're about to do the separated so we can do the leg part. So how I do it, I just line this where we was starting, the start part right here. I just line that up to the center of it like this, and I take a marker and whatever that center, because say I start right here from where we was doing it, whatever that lands on, like right here, that's what the center is going to be. So I make sure it's completely straight, and then it's ending up on this one right here. So that's the one I'm going to connect my chain to. Okay, so that's how I do that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work on separating the legs. What we're going to do is we're going to make a slip stitch. Okay, and make sure you know exactly which is the inside and which side is the outside. This is the inside of my shorts, so yeah, so that way all the loose ends and stuff like that can be hidden. So what I'm going to do is I flip my work back, and then you want to flip it towards you like this. Like I don't know why I turned it before. So you want to take it and you want to pull the string inside. Okay, and then once you have it like this, we're going to chain up 20. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, and we're going to do one more because the stitch that we did, the first chain that we did, do not count. That's just to connect the yarn back to it. So that first one don't count, so do an extra one, which is 21. Okay, so after you do that, you want to go off the hook. Make sure you have this loop like this, and then you want to flip your work and come where you have it marked off at. You want to put your hook there. You can leave your stitch marker there until after you finish. I like to take it off. And then you want to grab on to back onto the yarn and add another slip stitch, okay? Just like that. So now it's connected, okay? So now that we have this connected, I want you to go ahead and chain up 4, okay? 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, and we're going to be working back across here all the way around on this leg, okay? So what we're going to do is into this stitch right here, we're going to put a treble like that, okay? And then into the chain spaces, that first chain space, we're going to put a treble. Into the next one, we're going to put a treble. Okay, so this is how this is looking, and we're going to go all the way here, and I'm gonna meet you back when I get to this part right here, okay? Okay, so I'm at the end of the chain. I have one more stitch to go in. Okay, so I'm officially at this part right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 trebles into this space right here, okay? 1, 2. All right, and as I'm doing this, I'm holding one of the strings that was just hanging so I can hide it, so I won't have to weave it in when I come back, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way around with trebles, okay, until we get back to this end, okay? So, all right, so I'm back at the end of the row, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip stitch into that chain 4 to end my row, okay? And then we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we're going to flip. All right, so for the next 2 rows, we're going to do the same thing, which is put in 1 treble into each stitch around. All right, so we're going to skip that opening above the chain spot on the previous row, and we're going to go into this stitch right here above the previous treble to start off this row. All right, so remember, as you do the next 2 rows, you chain up 4 when you first start, and do not go into that spot right above the chain spot of the previous row, and I'll meet you back when I'm finished. All right, so we're back after doing those 3 rows. Now I'm going to slip stitch into the chain to end this row, okay? And then I'm going to chain up for 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, before we turn our work, just wanted to come and show you all how mine is coming out so far. All right, so this is how this looks, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to do 4 more rows, all right, of the exact same thing. We're going to make 4 more rows of treble just to get your pants long, a little the leg part a little bit longer, all right, before we start on the next side, okay? So you can go ahead, flip your work. All right, and we're going to do 4 more rows of treble crochets. And after I do my 4, I'll meet you back at the end of the 4th round. All right, so you should have a total of 7 rows when we come back up treble. All right. Alright, so I'm finished up my 4 rows, and now I'm going to slip stitch to join, and then I'm going to chain 1, and then I am going to cut my string like this, okay? And this is how this looks so far. You can go ahead and try on your shorts before you cut. Try on your shorts just in case. Maybe you want yours a little longer, but you remember we're making a skort, and the skirt part of it is going to be longer than the shorts, okay? So yeah, so this is how it looks so far, the one leg. All right, so now we're going to work on the second leg. All right, so what you want to do is flip your work until you're right here, because we're going to be going across the middle part and work around like we did before, okay? Okay, so at the beginning where we left that other open other loose end at, that's where we're going to start. So right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the slip knot on the hook, take it through that opening, all right, and I'm gonna chain up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because the first slip knot doesn't count as one, okay? So in that space, we're going to put 2 treble crochets, okay? One, hold on. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to be working into these right here, okay? And while I'm doing it, I'm going to be tucking in these loose ends right here, so I won't have to go back and do them. So find the first one. If you don't know how to find it, it's the opening the part you should go through should be on top of a stitch, okay? All right. All right, so this is how this looks so far, and I'm going to meet you when I get over here on this side, okay? Okay, so we're back, and I'm at this little crossroads thingy you can call, where you're basically transitioning to the stitches that we did. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 2 trebles right here. 1, 2 into the same little opening like that, and then we're going to put 1 treble in each stitch following, okay? So that's how it looks. So for this, we did, including the first row, we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows, okay? So what we're going to do on this leg, we're also going to do 7 rows, all right? So 7 rows of 1 treble in each stitch, just like you did the last side. And once you're done with that, we're going to meet back here so we can work on the skirt. And if you did any extra rows, just know that if you did on whatever, like I said, whatever you did on the other side, you have to do on this side. So you want to make sure you put the same amount of rows on the second side too. All right, so go ahead and you finish up this side, and I'll see you when I'm done with mine. Okay, so we have finished our shorts, and this is how they look. All right, so now we're going to do a measurement of where we're going to start with our skort, okay? So using your measuring tape, you want to measure out starting right here. You want that to be at least 3 inches, okay? So go right here where you put the double crochet at and measure 3 inches. Start at the side right here. And then using your marker, you want to mark off exactly where that's at, okay? All right, so that's where we're going to start with our skort, okay? Okay, so for this part, we're going to start on making the skort, okay? So what you want to do is we're going to make a slip knot, okay? And I still have my shorts my shorts are not inside out, they're right side out, I guess you could say it. And I just want to show you where we're going to be working at, okay? So we're going to be working on right here in these little openings right here onto these. It's like 2 loops, and we're going to be working on and connecting on those. Okay, so right here, these openings. Okay, so you want to take your loop off your hook for a second, and you want to go in with your hook right beside where you put your marker at. You want to go into that opening, okay, just like that. All right, your marker is that. You're going to put your hook there, and you're going to pull and connect your yarn right here. Okay, and you're going to chain up 2, 1, 2, like that. All right, so after we connect, we're going to chain up 1 more. All right, and now we're going to start this row off with a decrease. Okay, so we're going to yarn over, go back into this area where we attached that, and pull up a loop. Then we're going to go to the area next to it. We're going to yarn over and pull up another loop. So we have 4 loops on our hook. Okay, then we're going to yarn over and pull through 3 loops, yarn over, pull through the last remaining 2 loops. Okay, so now all we're going to do is go into these spots right here, and we're going to make regular double crochets. Okay, so and we're doing this all the way around. Okay, so to tell if you're going into the right one, if you flip it in the inside, you'll see it's all lining up. So that's how you know that you're in the right space. Okay, so go in between the space and make a double crochet. All right, and I'll meet you back when I am finished. Okay, so when you get to the end, leave this space. Let me move this up so you can see. So the last space, the last 2 spaces you should have when you're finished is this space and this space. Okay, leave those 2 open so we can finish the row off with a decrease. All right, go ahead and finish this round, and I'll meet you back when I am finished. All right, so we're at the end of this row right here, and we're going to be going into these last 2 stitches, this one right here, and where our stitch marker is at. So I'm gonna go ahead, take the stitch marker out. All right, and we're going to do our decrease. All right, so yarn over, go into this stitch and pull up a loop, then go into the next one where the stitch marker was at and pull up a loop. We have 4 loops on our hook. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over, pull through 2. We're going to chain up 3 and flip our work. 1, 2, 3. Okay, for row 3, all we're going to do is do half double crochets into each stitch. So that's the first half double crochet, and then we're going to go into each stitch with a half double crochet all the way to the end until you have the last 2 stitches left, so it'll be 1 stitch in the chain 3 that we did on the previous row. All right, go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you back when I'm finished. Okay, so now I'm at the end of the row, and now it's time to do a decrease. So what we're going to do, we're going to yarn over, pull through this one. Now we have 3 loops, and now we're going to go to the chain 3 spot, pull up a loop, and we have 4. Yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to chain up 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we're going to turn our work. For this row and for each of the following next couple of rows, we're going to do our decreases at the end of the row and not the beginning. Okay, so for this beginning row, what we're going to do, we're going to yarn over, we're going to go into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 1 loop. Okay, then we're going to go to the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1 stitch. Okay, now you have 4 loops up there, so you're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, and then you're going to chain 1. All right, and then we're going to repeat that. So yarn over, go into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, then go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 1 stitch. Now you yarn over again, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then chain 1. All right, so we're going to do this until we get back to the end with 1 stitch in the chain 3 spot from the last row, and I'll meet you back when I'm done. I'm gonna show you one more time before I leave. Yarn over, go through the stitch, and you pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, and you have 3 loops. Go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1 loop. You have 4, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then chain 1. All right, do this and I'll meet you back when I'm finished. Okay, so we're at the last stitch in the chain 3 spot. Just want to make sure I got okay, so we're going to put the last one in here, but we're not going to do this stitch. We're going to put a double crochet in here, but we're going to put a decrease double crochet. So yarn over, pull up a loop, then go into the chain spot and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over, pull through 2, and then chain up 2, and then we're going to flip. So for the next row, all we're going to be doing is double crochets. So into over where we just put that decrease at, we're going to put a double crochet in that stitch. In between, we're going to put a double crochet there. Then we're going to put a double crochet in this stitch. Then into the space, we're going to put a double crochet into the stitch. We're going to put a double crochet into the space, double crochet into the stitch, a double crochet, we're going to repeat this all the way around until we get to the end, okay? And I'll see you when I get there. Okay, so we're at the end of this row, and I have an opening left in a stitch. So we're going to put our last decrease. We're going to yarn over, go into the opening, then go into the stitch right here, yarn over, and then pull through 3, yarn over, pull through 2, okay? And then we're going to chain up 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and turn our work. So for the next 10 rows, all we're going to do is go do this stitch and then go back to this one. So the last 2 rows that we're doing, we're just going to keep going back and forth for those. So the next row will be this stitch right here. I'm going to give you another demonstration how to start it off. So what you're going to do, you chain up 4, you yarn over, go into the first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go into 1 loop, then go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 1 stitch, go through 1 loop, then yarn over again, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, and chain up 1. And you repeat that all the way around until you get to the end. And we're doing no more decreases for these next 10 rows as well. So you finish this row, double crochet, then another one of these rows, then double crochet, and then you do it for the next 10 rows. All right, so you go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you back when I'm done with my 10 rows. So this so I'm back and I'm done with my 10 rows. This is how it looks so far. Here's the split right here. Make sure you're trying this on periodically to see exactly how this is falling and if you like how this is looking so far, okay? So now that we did the 10 rows and came back and checked in, we're going to do 7 more of these rows, okay? So when you're done with your 7th row, it should be on this double crochet row, okay? So go ahead and do 7 more of these rows and meet me back when you're finished. All right, so we are back, and this is how it looks now after we added those 7 rows, okay? So I hope you have tried it on just to see the length and how to see if it's good. Now we're going to add a few more rows, which is going to be like the border and stuff like that, and we're going to clean up these edges of the split, okay? So let's start with working on the border of this skirt. All right, so now this is where we ended off at the bottom of the last row. Now we're going to chain up 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we're going to flip our work, okay? So now we're going to do a row of trebles, okay? So you know we yarn over twice to have 3 loops on our row. We go into that first stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. All right, so we're going to be working trebles in each stitch all the way around until we get to the end of this row, okay? And I'll meet you back when I'm finished with my trebles, okay? Okay, so we flipped our work and it's to the side. Okay, so we're going to be working double crochets into the sides of our split. Okay, so starting right here in this opening right here, we're going to put a double crochet, and then in this big opening right here, we're going to put 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and this is how it looks Now right here is another little opening. We're going to put a double crochet there. In this opening beside it, we're going to put a double crochet here. All right. In this space right here, we're going to put 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. All right. And then we're going to go into that spot right here and put a double crochet into this spot right here. We're going to put a double crochet, and then right here we're going to put a double crochet. You know what? We could put 2 double crochets in this spot right here. Okay. Now into this big spot like we just did, we're going to put 3 double crochets, and that's what we're going to do. You're just going to look for the openings and put a double crochet, 1 to 3 double crochets. What you don't want it to do, you see how it's still straight, you don't want it to start making ruffles. So make sure if it start making ruffles, take 1 or 2 of them out, just as long as it's not really spaced out and it's not making ruffles. Okay, so you're going to do this all the way up until you get to the top right here. Okay, when you get right here, come meet me back and I'm gonna show you how we're going to do that section right there. All right, so we're back and I'm at the top. I put a double crochet in all the way into the top of the yellow, and this is how the border looks. Okay, so right here we're going to put a decrease, okay, to join this together a little bit. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go right here, we're going to pull up a loop, we're going to go right here, pull up a loop. Okay, then into the yellow piece right here, we're going to pull up another loop. All right, so then we're going to yarn over, pull through 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay, and then we're going to put a double crochet into this spot. Okay, we're going to put another double crochet into that spot, and then we're going to go into this spot right here with the double crochet. All right, and the same thing we did on this side, we're just going to repeat on this side. So this is how this looks. Okay, so you're going to go all the way down on the opposite side just like you did this side, and you're going to go down and you're going to do double crochets all the way down until you get to the very end right here. Okay, and I'll meet you back when I'm finished. Okay, so I have reached the end of the border. This is the outlining, I mean the edge of the split, and then I'm going to chain up 2, 1, 2. All right, nope, we're actually going to chain up 4, 1, 3, 4. So chain up 4 and then flip your work, and we're going to be working along the borders again. Okay, so next what we're going to do, we're going to skip 2 stitches, and into the third one we're going to put a double crochet. Okay, like that. Okay, then we're going to chain up 2, 1, 2, skip 2, 1, 2, and into the third stitch we're going to put a double crochet. All right, chain 2, 1, 2, skip 2, 1, 2, and into the third we're going to put a double crochet. All right, so this is how that looks. All right, and we're going to do this all the way until you get to the top of the split, and I'll meet you back to show you how to actually do that. Okay, so remember, chain 2, 1, 2, skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, into the third, put a double crochet. All right, so I'm doing my last double crochet, skip 2 into the third, I put a double crochet like this, and into these 3 right there I am going to do a decrease. Okay, so go in, pull up a loop, go into that one, pull up a loop, and go into this one, the third stitch, and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through those 3 loops, yarn over again, pull through 2 loops. Okay, then chain up 2, 1, 2, skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and into the third put a double crochet. And this is how it looks. Okay, now you just repeat and keep chaining up 2, skip 2, into the third stitch, put a double crochet all the way down until you get to the end. Okay, so this is how the skirt how the split looks now. Okay, so you keep doing that and I'll meet you back when I'm finished. All right, so I'm at the end of this side, and now I'm going to chain up 2, 1, 2, and I'm going to flip. Okay, so now that we flipped our work, what we're going to do, we're going to work half double crochet, 3 half double crochets into each of these openings. So 1, 2, and 3. All right, we're not going into the stitch, we're going into these openings. So again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, and this is how it looks. All right, so we're going to do this all the way until we get to the top of the split, and I'll meet you back to show you how exactly to do that. So we're at the top where this where we do our decreases at. I have one more opening before I get to the actual decrease right here. What you're going to do, you're going to put 2 half double crochets in this spot. All right, then what you're going to do is you're going to go into here and pull up a loop. You're going to go into here and pull up a loop, and then you're going to go into this opening over here that starts this side, and you're going to pull up a loop. All right, you should have 4 loops, and we're going to do another decrease, pulling through 3, then pulling through 2, and then we're going to put 2 half double crochets into that next opening, and then we go and do the regular 3 half double crochets and all the other ones. And I want to show you how it looks. Okay, and it should look like this, your split. All right, so you can go ahead down the other side with your half double crochets all the way to the end, and I will meet you back when I'm finished. Okay, so I'm almost at the end of this row, and I'm going to put the last of my double crochets into the last openings. And in with 3 like this. Okay, so then I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to cut my work. And I'm gonna pull through, okay? Like that, okay? Okay, so this is how your split should be looking now, all right? So now it's time for us to do our chaining, okay? So we're going to have a chain right here. So if you want to tighten up your split, and we're going to have a chain for the waistband, okay? So for the waistband, depending on your waist size, I measure as I go. So I wrap it around the chain around me to see how long I want. But the chain here should probably be 100 to 150. You can see if it works for you. See if it works for you and try it out. If you want, I can show you. I have a mock chain right here. After you chain it up, the chain right here, the one for 150 or 100, you're going to go into the openings right here. You're going to put one through the opening this way and one through the opening this way. Make sure they're even and pull them. You don't want to do it too tight. Then crisscross it and then put the one that's on this side into the next one. Make sure it's not tight and put that one into there and cross it. This is how I'll be doing it. Or you can do it either way. If you know another way, you can go from the inside and do it. And cross them. The whole thing, you don't want it to be tight, all right? You want it to be kind of loose, okay? So you're going to cross it as low as you want. I probably leave the last 3 to 2 on both sides open or not tied, okay? And then for my waist, it's probably, I chain about 150, 175. So you chain as many as you want. And how to do your chaining, what we're going to do, you're going to make a slip knot and just make regular chains. So all right, and you do this for however long you need it. Like I said, I probably do 175 for my waistband, and for this 100 to 150. Okay, so meet me back after you're done, and I'll show you how to do the waistband. Okay, so this is how it looks with the string and everything inside. This is how it looks with the string on the side, and this is how it looks with the string in the waistband home part. Okay, so first I'm going to show you how I did the waistband of this. Okay, so to do the waistband, what you're going to need your needle, okay, and hopefully you left a little bit of string up there so you can feed it through your needle. Okay, so you put the end of the belt onto your needle. All right, so then you want to put your skirt on so you can find the actual middle of your skirt. Okay, so when I do the middle, I went in between. I go, if I can show you. Okay, so I go behind the front post and over the back post. Okay, so this is my middle right here. So I took it and I went under the front post, over the back post, under the front post, over the back post, under the front post, and I just slid my chain through as I went, and I did this all the way around until I got to this end right here, and it's 2 front posts on both sides. Okay, For the split, I actually like it better with this chain off, so I probably don't wear it with the chain in, but just in case you will want to, I wanted to show you how I did it. So I skipped the first 2 openings and I put my chain through like this through the top, and I just zigzag all the way down. I skipped 3 on both sides, or at least even, because I made the back of the skirt a little longer, because when I wear my skirts I guess because my size, my waist size and below, when I bend down my skirt rises, so I actually had to make the skirt part a little longer, so the back is kind of longer than the front, because I didn't want the front too long, but I did want the back to be long enough. So at the end, it was kind of uneven. I had more of these on the back side than one side than the other. If that happened to you as well, it's okay. I did that on purpose, just to have some more length in the back, so when you bend over, your skirt still like hide and stuff. And if you ended up putting more rows on either your skirt or on your shorts, then you'll understand too. So I just wanted to show you how this look with the chain in. If anything, I probably, like I said, wear it out without the chain, because I like how I look without the chain. And I'm going to add a video of how the skirt actually looks on, and this is before I steam it. Make sure you steam it or block it, or however you loosen up your yarn thread so it won't be so stiff. Once you steam it and stuff like that, your yarn should loosen. Your skirt should be a little longer, a little looser, your shorts and everything else, okay? So here's how I look without the chain. Thanks for watching, and please comment, subscribe, and like.